beautiful soul family, lovely family of light. We're so glad that you're here with us. Coming live from our lounge in Sarasota, Florida. I'm Caroline Crawford.
And I'm Paul Crawford.
And we are going to be discussing and giving you tips on dealing positively with change and chaos, yes, which I think a lot of us are going through at this time. So Paul is going to start, and I will be doing the Planetary Energetics forecast, and Jarama will be joining us, and I am going to put one or two questions to Jarama as well. I will just mention now, while I remember, if ever you do want to put a question to Jarama, please put it, you can either put it in YouTube down in the comment box, or you can email us, message us, whatever you like, if there's questions that you would like to put to Jarama. So Paul was going to start today with dealing positively with change and chaos. Yes,
well, as Caroline said, there's a lot of that going on in the world at the moment. But change it's an inevitable part of life. Everything changes, and changes infinitely. Ourselves, we actually, I think I once read that our bodies are completely new every 7 years because every cell has changed.
Wow.
So, and that's something that just takes place quite naturally. So if we could try and garnish or garner in that same essence of effortlessness in experiencing change and realizing that how we are within ourselves actually creates the next experience, or how we interpret or how we perceive the next experience. And I was thinking as well, when we was reviewing this, was how nature responds to change, and it doesn't judge it. All it does, it has this vision of itself, of what it wants to become, and it allows itself to grow into that. Even when there's been maybe affected by fires, by droughts, by floods, it still maintains its vision and just wants to evolve into itself. And so I think if we can actually keep that same essence within ourselves, that same aspect, then it actually creates a greater, I think, a greater sense of peace and calm. And if we can be more balanced and more calming within everything that we're doing, we're actually creating a different energy within ourselves. And it's that energy that then creates the next experience. So if we are stressful, the next experience will be stressful.
I think also what's, I was going to say, is change is an integral part of existing. It's inevitable throughout our entire life, isn't it? Without change, we wouldn't be here. But for me, what is really important is when these changes occur is to remain flexible and remain open to new ways of doing things, and also to be able to, be flexible and change when we need to as too. Something comes to us that we weren't expecting. When we're calm and relaxed and we have that point of connected and balance within us, then rather than reacting like a lot of us do, we've all done it at times, instead of reacting with a knee-jerk reaction, we respond from that calmer, more balanced place within. And that's the most important aspect, I think, is always about your centeredness, your state of being within your life, within yourself, because this is where everything begins before taking form into the outside world.
Yeah, and I think if you can create that essence within yourself, you actually start to make more fulfilling choices as well. And life is about choices. Experiencing is about choices and making choices that create the new experiences. So I think if you can hold on to that and realise that it's okay to sometimes take a backward step, but it's how we respond to that that then creates the next opportunity. I like to think of it as an opportunity, because really experiences and situations and change is an opportunity for growth.
Yeah. And also, I think there's a good thing to try and remind ourselves is there's always an element of the unknown within change. So, you know, no matter what is prophesied or what we believe in any given moment, the reality is that the future is unknown. And I think if we accept that and approach life with an openness to unknowingness, this is when we're most prepared for change and in all its inevitability. You know, remain, this is one of my big sayings, remain calm in uncertainty and trust in that higher guidance. Like Paul said, nature just continues, it just evolves, you know, because it has that blueprint. And we are souls, we have a blueprint. And when we're calm and we're more connected to that blueprint, then we kind of feel an even deeper sense of calm and acceptance. I think that's a big key, acceptance, isn't it? Instead of going, when something happens that we weren't expecting, you know, oh God, or what am I going to do? Just breathe and remain calm. Right, okay, there's something here for change. There's something maybe I can learn. I can approach it a little bit differently. And that helps see us through.
Yeah, definitely. And keep trusting. You know, it's a big element of life. And trust that that it's part of the process of you learning. And if it's part of that learning, if you're thinking back to it as maybe the changes that have been regretful, or you're causing you fearful or anxiety or a bit of stress about it, then that actually causes that stagnation, and that creates more of the same within yourself, and that affects your next experience. So, but remember that the benefit of hindsight, as you were saying earlier to me. You know, and life is about the benefit of hindsight.
We're also wise with hindsight, aren't we?
Yeah, but it's such an important aspect to allow yourself not to think of it in terms of judging yourself, but more of a reflection, and then allowing yourself, if something was disappointing, to let it go. And then make new, more informed, more positive choices for to create that more positive change. And then moving. And if you do that, it helps move away from the chaos, because rather than that knee-jerk reaction to change, you're actually creating a more open, flexible mind, a more flexible state of being, by just accepting and being open. And look on the unknowingness of change as something positive rather than something fearful. I think it's such an important aspect of going forward and moving forward.
And I think the stiller we become, and the more we can keep cultivating, and you know, when we've approached something with calm and peace, and then we sometimes, you know, I think as humans, we forget to celebrate and acknowledge the good things that we've done and the things we've accomplished. You know, we just rush into the next day. But I do reflect a lot, you know, and I think it's important that we acknowledge, you know, because we're so good, aren't we, at criticising ourselves and, oh, I should have done this different, oh, I should have done that. But, you know, try and trust that we do the best that we can the majority of the time, you know, in situations, and change does sometimes throw us a little bit. So remember to be kind to yourself. Remember to pat yourself on the back. And, you know, it's okay. Don't give yourself such a hard time if you feel that you could have done things better. Just think, well, maybe this opportunity will rise at another time and I'll do better that time. Because we're all learning and we're all growing, and that's the thing to remember, to be kind with ourselves.
And often you'll find as well that you do experience the same sort of situations time and time again, but it isn't just the situational experiences that change. You're changing within yourself, and that then puts you into a different perspective. So if you can allow yourself to come from that greater sense of peace and calm with a greater trust, then you're taking that energy into your next experience. And it's an inevitable aspect of life. So embrace it, enjoy it, appreciate change for the opportunities that it gives to you.
Yeah, because there are no mistakes, only opportunities that bring us more possibilities through change.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. It's that you open yourself up to, by being more positive and being more appreciative of these new opportunities that are being brought to you, that it is a chance to grow and to be more of your true self, your true loving self. So take that little trip, take that little tip even from nature and how nature responds to change, and allow yourself that same free-flowing freedom to grow within your changes with a greater appreciation for who you are and a thankfulness for what is taking place. So I think really it's just a matter of just being true to yourself. That's the key thing.
Right.
And I think now it's going to be time. We haven't had this for a couple of months now, so we're having the energetics forecast.
Yeah. So just excuse me if I flounder a little bit, because I did the channeling, which comes from my spirit team earlier on, and I found it quite not heavy going, but you know, sometimes I just think, oh, this is quite a lot of information, so I do my best to be free flowing. So the planetary energetics for the next month, there has been a continuum of electrical energies pouring in to the earth that is affecting us as humans, as well as the earth and the atmosphere. And these energies are to help raise up our energies and remove barriers to growth. And this is affecting us as individuals and globally. And it's alerting us, if you like, to accept and acknowledge maybe parts of us that we'd rather bury and ignore, but to look at them and to have a greater understanding to release them. This is not a negative process, but a time to really transform and to grow into more of what our soul is guiding us to be open to a deeper inner healing. So, you know, we can and we are shifting into higher states of consciousness. That is our true and natural state of being. Now, this also helps us to move out of inner chaos, of anxiety and conflict. So the more we listen and ground these energies, and that's really important that we are grounded, the more they can help and assist us to get to a better level of understanding. So on a global stage, we have seen that, you know, war has broken out, and it is terrible to witness, and there are many that are taking compassionate action to help those suffering. You know, I know there's been a great big shift and movement to help financially, but to also send physical supplies and send energetic healing, you know, through thoughts and prayers to help. But the very best way that every single one of us can help is to find and connect and cultivate that peace within us. Because by doing that, it is the only way to achieve peace in the external world. So by creating and cultivating and feeling that peace within us, we then help create that externally. And these energies are helping, that are coming in, are highlighting, if you like, sometimes unresolved issues as well, that not to cause suffering, but again, to be transformed by these higher energies that are a gift to us from the universe, from these higher octaves of light, from the cosmos, from source, to guide us into greater freedom and greater healing. So this powerful energy, I'm calling it energy, but it is also light. And many of you know this light carries information. And I know that some of you are very much aware of receiving downloads of energy that contains wisdom And this transpires then into thoughts, into new ideas, into new aspirations and inspirations to take us forward, to rise us up to those higher thoughts, to our higher level. And I know our last show we talked a lot about being heart-centered. So again, coming from the heart, because this is where this light comes in through our soul, through our heart, and then communicates with the brain and our thoughts. So we're also moving into the spring equinox, which, as you know, heralds regrowth, rebirth, renewal. And this will very much be a catalyst for kick-starting new thoughts and new ideas, a real time, they were telling me, of breakthrough into seeing and perceiving your life and the world from a higher perspective, from a point of truth. Because, you know, there have been instances that have gone on for actually centuries where we have been deceived by certain agencies and been given or have a view of a distorted picture. And this is what is the universal energies are trying to move us into, this higher state of being, to see it from truth and to be coming from a greater sense of our light and love and compassion within us. So we are being upgraded. This is what this light, this energy is doing. Remember, you know, we are all souls. We are all able to tap into that. It's just doing that consciously. We are being enlightened to use these inner expanded energies of love, of wisdom and awareness to rebalance our own lives. And then we can co-create collectively this better world that you know, so many of us have been calling for and we desire and we want. So it's vital to stay grounded, because these energies can be a little bit unstable at times, but listen to your inner voice. Be guided from within. Remembering, you know, we are all connected. Everything is interconnected. Humanity, the earth and the universe. And as we become more conscious beings, we will enjoy the ascension process. And it'll help us to hold that loving space within. And then together we create more unity, beginning with ourselves. So there is more joy coming. The more you feel and allow that, the more that will expand. More integrity to the building blocks. And each one of us, it's really good to remind yourself, we are all part of this universe, and each one of us is an important element in birthing this new energy, this better way of living. So it is a fast ride. Stay centered. Tend to your own well-being. With kindness, with understanding, find your still moments, and know these energies are there to help us evolve, to help us become the radiant, luminous beings that we truly are. So try not to overreact, try not to be overwhelmed, stay kind, stay gentle, and be around people that give you positivity as well. So I hope that's helped. I can feel Jarama coming through. And I shall sit back and enjoy. I will ask him a question in a minute.
Hello, my friends.
Hello.
Shall we begin with your question and see what takes place from there?
Okay. So what I wanted to ask, which I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, is could you give us a bigger insight and overview into the current situation that the world is in, particularly with regards to violence and war, and how you see that playing out, or what will occur and what we can do to help?
What you find with when you are endeavouring to create a greater peace and harmony within yourself, or making changes for more positivity within yourself, that this can actually awaken certain disruptive influences either within yourself or outwardly. You may begin to experience situations that maybe were more negative than you would ordinarily experience. But that is because it is a bit like a puddle after the rain that has been sat there for a little while, that has gathered some, shall we say, some mud at the bottom of it. That what you are doing is you are stirring up that mud, and that mud is the water, until such time as that can then be filtered out through your actions, through your consciousness, through your awareness of your energies and what you are creating through your thoughts. So this turmoil, this disruption, is really a part and parcel of moving forward towards better times, towards achieving a greater sense of peace and balance, and reawakening within a greater element, a greater number of individuals, of a greater number of humanity that wish to move away from war and disruption and the chaos that that brings and the misery that that can bring with it. But the way to deal with this is, rather than focusing on the negative elements of it, focus on what it is that you wish to achieve from it. What outcome do you wish to take place? Put your energies on there, and then be inspired to take action towards achieving the outcome that you so desire. That outcome of greater peace, that outcome of greater unity within all of humanity. But that unity first begins with yourself. It's unifying your inner emotions. So if you are feeling angry about something, if you are feeling fearful of something or disappointed with what has taken place, allow yourself to acknowledge that, but then to let that go. And to create within yourself a greater sense of peace and calm. And then that will show you the way forward with a greater clarity. You may feel inspired to take action to creating a group where you are praying or you are envisioning a much better future for this world. That is the way forward. So rather than seeing this as an aspect of that is extremely disappointing and unnerving, see it as part and parcel of change. Look at it that it is awakening within a greater number of people and showing a greater number of people the things that you do not want in your life, that you do not want to exist in this physical world. And then allow that to be your driving force of a way forward. A way forward where that humanity can learn to live together, can learn to live in unison with all the differences that there is within every aspect of culture. Appreciate the differences, honor and respect those differences by honor and respecting yourself. Everything passes. Everything has its time and its place. Even though in the midst of something, it can sometimes be difficult to appreciate that and to actually see it or feel it. But know that it is true. Things take place and things will pass. And this too shall be the same. But on the other side of this situation, or this current situation, there will be a much better outcome.
Good.
But it is a part of the process. The universe exists in chaos. That is part of growth. It is a cyclical aspect of life. it is a cyclical aspect of that reawakened consciousness of all that exists. For you are all divine, infinite consciousness. And the more that you can focus upon that loving element of yourself and the loving environments that you wish to create, the more peaceful, the more united environments that you wish to create, this awakens that infinite consciousness even more within yourself and within this physical existence that you are experiencing at this time. So rather than feeling helpless, feel empowered. Empowered because you can think differently. You can choose to think differently. Not tomorrow, not the day after, but in the present moment and in every present moment moving forward.
Thank you.
Did you have something else you wish to ask?
No, I think I'll leave it there. I will save another question for another time, but the most important thing at the minute, I think, is the importance of realising the power that each one of us has as individuals. I don't know if you just want to open up a little bit on that.
Yes, I mean, it is about realising and allowing yourself to realise your true potential. If you see yourself through the eyes of limitation, then you will be creating a more limited future. If you see yourself through the eyes of infinite possibilities, of your own infinite consciousness, then you will be opening yourselves up to a more expansive way of existing in this physical world. But do so without judgment, without that self-judgment or that judgment of others. But begin by letting go of that self-judgment, because often you are all your own severest critics. So allow yourself the freedom to let go of that. That is not to say that you will not review what you have done or what you have created through your actions, but you will allow yourself to learn from it and then to make more empowered choices in moving forward more positively, and to let go of the past, to let go of those shackles that keep you chained to that which you wish to let go of. You are infinite beings. Allow yourself to live an infinite life full of infinite possibilities. And with that attitude, you will move forward far more quickly than you will ever expect to. So allow yourselves to be free, my friends, free of judgment, free of the past, and make new choices in this moment, right now, with love, with understanding, and with great kindness. And with that, my friends, we will say goodbye for now. But remember, the way forward in life, the way forward in this world and what takes place begins with you and the choices you make in this moment. So ask yourself, what future do you wish for this world? And allow yourself, through staying calm, staying balanced, staying centered, coming from your heart energy, to make more positive choices and to become the fullest self that you can be. Goodbye, my friends.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you can feel this really profound energy that kind of permeates when Jarama's here. It's so lovely. Yeah, very wise words. So thank you, and thank you, Paul, for allowing that to take place. So
it's always my pleasure.
Yeah. Oh, so thank you so much for joining us. We hope you found it helpful. I know I have. I always enjoy not just listening to Jarama, but really absorbing that energy as well while they're here. We hope you find it helps with all the changes that are occurring in this world, you know, to help you just feel a little bit more positive and a little bit more calm. Do things you enjoy. Get out there when you can. Listen to music. Have fun, because this helps us through so many things, and remain, you know, keeping those interactions with your positive friends and envision the positive.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, remember to like and share this video, and to put a little comment down below. We like to read what's being said, what your thoughts are. And as Caroline said earlier, you know, if you want to ask something of the Jarama team, with Drama Consciousness, put a question in there as well.
So, just before we go, always remember, breathe. That always helps. Great thing. Count to 5 and breathe if anything unexpected occurs that caught you off guard.
Yeah.
So,
and yeah, remember that next month's show is April the 20th, and that's at 7 p.m. And also, Caroline mentioned about a grounding, about being grounded, more grounded. And at the end of the video, on YouTube video, then there will be a link that takes you to that grounding.
Yeah, it's a very short one. It's only about 5 or 6 minutes.
Very, very helpful.
Yeah. Thank you. So, from our hearts to yours, lots of love, lots of light. Stay calm, be positive. Sending you lots of love from the Soul Crew.
Bye for now.
Love you.
And remember, stay centered, stay blessed, and appreciate the light that you shine.
Bye.